Welcome back to my channel. I command you to heal. I'm not going to be on this live very long, but I did want to express my feelings and also my thoughts on this Jay-Z Diddy thing. I do feel like, at times we have the need to separate ourselves from the people that we've known or have been associated with. I know, like, I grew up in the city of Inglewood, where there are so many blood gangs in the city that I grew up. And a lot of us have been in school with each other since elementary, even preschool. We went from preschool to elementary to middle school to high school. So we've basically known a lot of people almost our whole lives. During our adolescent to teen years, we've known these people, we've associated with these people, and we've watched them grow and become who they are today. And I have to say that growing up in Inglewood, I have witnessed a lot of my classmates take the wrong turn. There was this one guy, I really, really liked him so much in high school, and it only took one summer for him to come back. And then he was wearing like an afro and khakis and, red sneakers and a white pro club. And he was no longer his government name, but he was a gang name. And over the summer, it was said that he was jumped in to the gang. And then he had developed such a reputation to where he was the deleter. He was the one that was aiming and popping things. And I was so disappointed even in my teen years, because I knew that this boy had a soul. We were both cute and chubby and chocolate, and I knew we both had such an innocence about us, and we had a crush on one another. And it only took one summer for him to be guilty by association. And not only was he associated, but he was initiated into the gang. And he just had taken on a whole different role, a whole different persona. His whole reputation in life had changed. And just 4 months? I guess the summer would consist of 4 months. And I was so disappointed. And now I could have continued to pursue this gentleman or allowed him to pursue me. But 9 times out of 10, since he had been initiated into the gang, unfortunately, I would have been associated as his girl. And 9 times out of 10, I may have been initiated into the gang too. Or perhaps whoever his ops were, if they're looking for him, they're going to be looking at me or looking for me to find him. So by association, you put yourself in danger. You put yourself in harm's way. Whether you committed the crime or not, whether you were jumped in the gang or not, you have pictures, you have history. If we were to date, I was his girl. It is assumed that I know everything that he does, his whereabouts, who his friends are. It's just going to be assumed that. More than likely, if we were in a relationship, we probably would have had pictures. We would probably have been cited different places, dates, different high school games, dances, etc. Okay? So As I said before, this guy, he changed and he was initiated into a gang, and he was no longer the person that I knew. He was completely different. But I was so disappointed, and I distanced myself from him. We no longer really spoke. As a matter of fact, he barely even came to school anymore. I mean, he went from this chunky little chocolate boy that I had a crush on to the deleter who was in a gang, and he didn't come to school. And when he did, he had an afro and khakis and red sneakers and a white pro club, and he smelled like weed, and he was rarely in class. And as months progressed, he began to shed weight. He wasn't that innocent, pudgy little boy anymore. I was scared of him. I didn't want him to see me. I didn't want him to know me anymore. I wanted nothing more than to dissociate from him and separate from him, and him not to acknowledge me, because I felt by me being associated with this particular guy who's so deep into the gang and so deep into the game, that my life would be in danger. That he would talk me into doing some things that I knew I had no business doing. And even if I wanted to go to the mall with my friends, or if I wanted to actually date someone who I felt was suitable to date, I would always be associated, and the ties would go back to the guy. So I'm saying all of this to say Jay-Z is running for his life. Sure, we've seen everything. We've seen them acknowledge each other in public. It may be a little bit too late for him, because they have expressed their deepest love for each other publicly. Their deepest intimate bond with each other. Even Puff has gone on several stations and said he's the only man that could call me Sean besides my mother. The only thing that might save Jay-Z is that Puff was not there at he and Beyonce's wedding. But at the end of the day, this man is running from for his life. He's trying to salvage what reputation he does have. He's losing endorsements left and right, from what I understand. Moet does not want to have anything to do with him. They still have Tiffany. They did this big multi-million-dollar campaign for Tiffany and company. And he's really trying to salvage what he is left with. But a lot of times, I heard something really interesting today. And I don't know if anyone else listens to Ralph Smart, but he's definitely a great motivational speaker if you want to check him out. He's really an advocate of becoming the greatest version of yourself. But he said today, you could plant seeds today, but you're not going to eat the fruit the same day. You have to be careful as to what seeds you're planting, y'all. And I wanted to even encourage those who have been discouraged and who have been bullied, those who have felt defeated, because it seemed like God allowed people, or certain people, to get the best of them. And I just want to let you know and encourage you and let you know that they may have planted the seed 10, 15, 20 years ago. But that seed is going to grow And whatever fruit comes off of that tree, they're going to have to eat it. And those who have stayed and prayed with you, you may have invested in a lot of people that weren't even worthy. Maybe the world gave up on them. Maybe their friends or their family have walked out on them. And you're like, God, why are you placing them in my lap? Why are they in my life? Why do I feel moved to help this individual? It's like you couldn't help yourself. You set them up. I want to talk because there was a young lady who had a daughter and their family had given up on them for whatever the reason. And I felt moved to come through. I don't know if you guys are still there. Hold on. I had a call to come through. You guys, if you can still hear me, give me a thumbs up. Guys, if you can still hear me, give me a thumbs up. Awesome. Thank you so much. And if you can hit the like button. I had a call to try to come through, but the bottom line is whatever you put out there, you might not see it. God will allow your enemies sometimes to make investments and be blessed and reach the top of Mount Everest before they fall. And I don't care what type of damage control they may do. Whatever they did yesterday, they're going to have to pay for it one day, y'all. They can smile, they could show up, they can pretend like nothing's wrong. They could be the most successful. We've seen Jay-Z grow out a full head of hair and make such investments to where he is respected even in the world of the NFL. He's making moves, and he has a $20 million home out in Malibu. He and Beyonce, they share it. And guess what? Just the other day, they were moved to evacuate because of the fires in Malibu. Things are starting to happen for him and to him. And I just want to let you know that he's never done anything to me. There are stories out there that he's done so much to so many people. And whether these rumors are true or not, whether this testimony is true or not, what I will say is you don't get all the way to that level into the top and associate yourself with certain people that are not of God, and think that you're not going to be touched and think that you're not going to have to pay a price. And a lot of people, they will throw you under the bus. They will sell their soul just to become the general manager for McDonald's. They will follow directions to write you up and get rid of you, knowing how you need the job, knowing that you're willing to work overtime, and knowing you're willing to do whatever to even just get a piece of a raise. They will stomp on your fingers, y'all, and cause you to fall just so they can get in the position that they're in. But at the end of the day, God has the last say so. And what God says is word. And the word says heaven and earth shall pass away, but his word shall stand. What goes around comes around. Whatever you plant, you're going to reap it. And we're seeing that. And just want to encourage you. I know for a fact that I've gone through a lot this year. Tonight, y'all, I celebrated 6 months of being unemployed. I didn't celebrate 6 months of being unemployed because I lost my job. I celebrated 6 months of being blessed because my lights were on, my gas is on, I'm still washing my clothes with Tide, my gas tank has gas in it, every need has been met, every bill has been paid. I've not been evicted. God is a provider. And when you put him first, everything should be added unto you. I celebrated. I went to the grocery store and I bought steak. I had lobster ravioli and sauteed spinach. And I just enjoyed a good meal, a good fine meal by myself. And lately I had been eating a lot of Chick-fil-A salads or, a little bit of something here and there. But tonight I said, you know what? It's been a long time since I've actually cooked me a meal. And I'm actually manifesting because I already know, like, my husband is on the way. So it's like I need to start cooking again and getting into the rhythm of preparing a meal and planning a good meal. And so I cooked. I washed all the dishes. I swept and mopped from the kitchen to the living room. I mopped my way right on into my bedroom. I did my laundry. And I'm here talking to you. And you guys, I feel so accomplished. And I'm just so thankful and so grateful. I was wrongfully terminated from a rental car place. I won't say which rental car place. But I was wrongfully terminated, y'all. I was accused of doing something that I did not do. And I told them that I did not do it. And without warning, without write-up, without anything, he just fired me. And that's wrongful termination. So yeah, I do have an attorney. And I am moving forward with that. And God, through this walk, I've been walking by faith, blindly by faith. But I want to let you know that I had to really, really dig deep down inside of me. And I had to ask God to take away the hateful thoughts and the retaliation thoughts and the dreams and help me to be at peace at night and help me to sleep through the night and help me not worry. And I had to repent for maybe anything I said or did or thought wrong that was not pleasing to God. And I want to let you know, because my heart is right, that God has really, really shown up for me, y'all. I've been planting good seeds, even to the people that I felt that did not deserve it. I planted good seeds when I could have thrown people under the bus, or when I could have purposely not acknowledged people when they tried to be seen, or when I could have just been mean or evil or just been unholy. I allowed the Holy Spirit to come into my life and just change me. And what seemed to them as appearing weak on the inside, it made me strong. It takes a lot to allow yourself to die daily. It takes a lot to do the right thing when you're used to doing the wrong thing. Y'all, I've worked so hard at being a BI, you know what, for years. I had grown tough skin. I was able to, my clothes are dry. I was actually able to recover faster because I had already had a plan on some get back. I would always have a rebuttal. But as God began to change me and I allowed God to come into my life and the Holy Spirit began to change me, it only seemed like people were getting the best of me because I didn't say much, because I could just smile and then they could offend me and I could just smile. And I'm telling you, when you are vibrating high and you rise above and you zoom out and you see the bigger picture, there is such a level of comfort and a level of peace to know that you are in the ushering of God's Spirit, that you are in the presence of God, that you are pleasing God. And I was in sort of some type of euphoric state to where I just allowed God to do the work in me. And it only looked to them that they were getting away with things. It only looked to them that they had gotten away with wrongfully terminating me. And even though I wrote up reports and I submitted it and I encouraged corporate as well as my attorneys to look on camera, because the camera would redeem me. The camera would set redemption for me. At first, there was such a fight and a bite in me, and I was so determined. But as I allowed God to just do the work, God began to slowly just carry me from that. And he gave me, and where I couldn't even get any sleep. I was so angry. I was grinding my teeth at night. I had headaches. I was doing some crimes in my I was doing some major crimes in my dreams. God just took that away. And I'm looking forward. I'm not looking behind me. And I'm saying, God, what would you have me to do? What's next for me? That came and that left. What do you want me to do? You want me to start this ministry? Do you want me to help this person? What do you want me to do? And God has truly encouraged me to speak on this platform more and more. He encouraged me to change the name on this platform to I Command You to Heal. You guys, God has healed me in more ways than one. He's healed me from broken hearts. He's healed me from disappointments. He has healed me from being done wrong. You know, I know that I hired the right attorney. I'm not going to worry about it anymore. And I had made up in my mind that I'm not going to worry about it anymore. And the minute that I was able to actually let go and say that, you know what, I'm not going to worry about it anymore, God has ushered such a peace into my life. I've gotten just a little bit stingy. I get a little bit startled and a little bit uncomfortable when it comes to going and being around others. I find it such I don't know. I'm a little bit different, but I had told myself, you have to start getting out there and you have to start moving amongst people. And y'all, I smile more. I'm so much happier. I'm not depressed. I'm out of that depression. At one point, I didn't want to comb my hair, you know, and it's embarrassing to say, but I wait 2 or 3 days to shower. Sometimes I'll be in the bed all day long, all night long. I was so sad. I was sad on the inside. I was angry. And I allow people and things and situations to get the best of me because of what things looked like. But I want to let you guys know that I celebrated tonight. I cooked a wonderful meal. I said my prayers and I thanked the Lord because God showed up for me. Even when I couldn't even see it, He had showed up for me. And I just wanted to give God glory. And I wanted to, for once, celebrate and be good to myself, because I had poured into so many people to a point where I would be so depleted, I had nothing for me. But I'm saying all of this to say, be good to yourself. You can be good to others, but be good to yourself. Don't worry about it. It's normal to feel defeated. It's normal to get a little bit down and depressed because of the way things look. It just look like people are getting the best of you. But sometimes it's not always what it looks like. I remember watching that video, Same Girl by R. Kelly and Usher, and they were describing the same girl. And in the video, turns out the girls were identical twins, and they were both in love with what appeared to be the same girl, but they were identical twins in the end. They were actually, in fact, separate people. It's not always what it looks like, y'all. Sometimes God is working things out for your good, and you say, dang, I can't believe I woke up 15 minutes late. I'm going to be late. And then you can get in your car and you drive to where you were supposed to be, and you pass by a big old collision that you could have been in. Everything happens for a reason. You're right where you need to be. Stay prayerful. Stay in the ushering and in the presence of God. Forgive those around you. And most of all, forgive yourself and make better decisions. Thank you so much. You could have been anywhere, but you chose to be here. And I'm forever so grateful. And I want you guys to please give a thumbs up, like, share, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will talk to you later. Thank you guys so much, and have a blessed night or morning or whenever you hear this. And may you sleep a peaceful sleep, knowing that God is working things out and it's not always what it looks like. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.